Hi, everybody, and welcome to the very first episode of the Beauty Connective podcast. I'm Kylee, a licensed nail tech, educator, business owner, and now founder of the Beauty Connective, a platform that I truly think is going to change the game and bring something to the beauty industry that it's needed for a long time. And I'm so excited to be here today to tell you all about it. I want to tell you a little bit about who I am, why I started the Beauty Connective, what it's going to be all about, what this podcast is going to be about, and why it's so cool that you're here from the very beginning of it all. The Beauty Connective is a new website that we're building specifically for beauty professionals to grow your business and grow your clientele without having to be a content creator and post so much on social media. This podcast is where we're going to bring in beauty professionals from all over the industry, nail techs, hairstylists, estheticians, makeup artists, to talk about running a business in this space, what it's like to do your craft, do your art, but also be running the show behind the scenes. It's a lot. We're going to talk all about it here on the Beauty Connective podcast. So, quick backstory about me. I have always loved nails ever since I was a little kid. I remember going to family dinners on Sundays when my cousin started bringing his girlfriend around, and she had the perfect nails. I was just so obsessed. And after I got my first manicure in a nail salon, I was absolutely hooked. I was doing my own nails for years. By the time that I was 12, I was begging my parents to let me run my own nail business out of our basement at the time. And I was doing my family's nails and toes all the time. I remember even doing my sister and her husband's toes when they were living with us for a time, when she was pregnant with my nephew. And so it's so funny because now I do pedicures as a service, and most people that come in, they apologize for their feet. Like, so sorry, my feet are so disgusting. I'm so sorry. And I'm like, listen, I was voluntarily doing this as a 12-year-old, so you're good. We're good. Like, this doesn't bother me. And my dad even came up with the perfect name for my business at the time, Juvenales. It's still so iconic. I never ended up doing that, and time went on, and I still liked doing my nails the whole time, but nothing serious ever happened, which at this point you would kind of think, no duh, this is the perfect thing for you to get into the beauty industry and become a nail tech. Well, I didn't do that. I definitely took the scenic route. Through college, I worked in a mental health therapy office, which will come into play later on in the story, but I ended up getting my degree in education, and I taught 6th grade for 3 years. And let's just put it this way. My first year teaching was the 2019-2020 school year when COVID hit. So you can imagine that those 3 years were crazy and overwhelming and chaotic. And for me, just way too much. And that's not to say that it was all bad, because I did enjoy some parts about teaching. Actually making things make sense for kids was fulfilling for me. And some kids are so funny, like some 12-year-olds, hilarious. Sometimes I forgot that they were 12 and just had a great time with them. Other kids, not so much. So I did enjoy some parts about teaching, but by the end of those 3 years, I knew that it was time for me to move on. Every time I thought about coming back for the next school year, it would bring me to literal tears. So I think that was my sign. Time to move on. So I ended up getting another job in the mental health industry, which was a good change of pace from what I had been doing with teaching and everything, and definitely good for my mental health. But I was kind of just bored and feeling like I wanted to do something else. And at the time, I was following a friend on Instagram who had quit her 9-to-5 to become a nail tech, and I became obsessed all over again. I fell down all the nail rabbit holes on Instagram and TikTok and just became obsessed, and learned that I could do an apprenticeship instead of going to nail school. And so I found one, and I started probably like a month later. And as soon as I started my apprenticeship, I was in love with doing nails. I loved every part of it. I loved doing the artwork. I loved being able to get it as perfect as you could. I loved talking with the clients and building those connections. I just loved it. And I worked in that salon for a little bit after I became licensed, but then I knew that I wanted to be on my own and do my own thing. So I started my studio in my house, and get this, the same basement that I'd been begging my parents to let me run a salon out of as a 12-year-old has since become a basement apartment that I now live in, and it's where I run my business. So how full circle is that? Seriously. And now I'm my own boss. I make my own hours, set my own pricing and policies, and I seriously can't believe that I just get to sit here and paint nails and yap all day. I love my clients. It's the best job ever. As I've gotten into the nail industry and the nail world and started meeting a lot of different nail techs and building up my own business and posting on social media and doing all the things, I started to really think about how the struggle for gaining a clientele for nail techs and for other professionals in the beauty industry, hairstylists, estheticians, is totally a grind because you are relying on social media. And if you want to be relevant on social media, you need to be posting regularly. And I don't think anybody gets into the beauty industry to become a content creator, but that's just kind of the reality of what it is these days. And it's just so much work. I've been through the full cycle of burnout in posting on social media. And I kept thinking like there has to be a better way. So my background in the mental health industry made me really familiar with Psychology Today, which is a platform that therapists get onto to create a profile and put all the relevant information in there that clients can find them through the Psychology Today website. Therapists can specify their location, what insurances they take, their specialties, if they meet with teenagers, couples, families, all of that. And people that are searching for a therapist on Google, Psychology Today will pop up, and from there they can filter and find exactly what they're looking for. So I'm like, wait, we have Psychology Today for therapists. We have Angie's List for contractors. We need one of these for the beauty industry. And thus was born the Beauty Connective. So the Beauty Connective is going to be a website where nail techs, hairstylists, estheticians, makeup artists, tattoo artists, eventually all types of beauty providers can create profiles on there and specify all of the relevant information, where they're located, their pricing, their policies, their schedule, whether accepting new clients, their pictures of their space, all the things where people can go on the website and filter and find exactly what they're looking for. Because now, if you're wanting to find a nail tech, find a hairdresser, find an esthetician, and if you're on Instagram to find them, you are hoping that you search the right hashtags. You're hoping that their location is listed in their bio, and you're just sifting to find the right information. You might be sending a DM to see if they're accepting new clients, all the things. And that's just so much work. So the Beauty Connective is going to make it as easy as possible to find and book with beauty providers. I really believe this is going to change the game for beauty professionals and for clients and match people together, because it's really not about just getting a really solid, flawless manicure or a good haircut, but it's about finding that person that you vibe with, who you don't mind spending a couple hours with every few weeks to get your services done. And we're really promoting this idea that you create this relationship and this loyalty with your beauty pro and you as a client. I personally feel that connection with all of my clients. I love my clientele. I'm friends and homies with my clients, and it's just so fulfilling for me, and I want that for everybody. And this isn't just for independent beauty professionals, but if you are working in a salon, working commission, this is for you too, because you can create a profile on the Beauty Connective for people to find and come straight to you. Have them come to your salon for you, for exactly what you offer, for your personality, for your vibe, and everything that you can offer them. As a beauty professional, we are having to rely on social media, posting all the time, word of mouth, and posting in local Facebook groups and things like that to get new clients. It's exhausting. So the Beauty Connective is going to do it all for you and make it so much easier for clients who are looking to come and find you. And this podcast is a space where we're gathering beauty professionals of all kinds across the industry who are talking about their business and what it's like to build something that's sustainable in beauty today. All the time, I have people asking me from out of state or other places, or if they know that I'm not accepting new clients right now, who do you know that I can go to in this area or this area? And I do the same thing. I go on Instagram and I search nail tech Sacramento. And I'm hoping that people pop up who are in that area, and I'm looking through all of their profiles, trying to see exactly where they are, exactly what services that they offer, exactly what their pricing is, and just all of those things. And this is going to make it so much easier to filter by location, and just see who all is in your area and exactly what services that they offer. It's so awesome that you're here and an OG to this community and this platform, because you can help us shape it into something even more incredible along the way, because we would love to hear your feedback and your experience using the website from the jump, and let us know what would make it cooler, what would make it easier, what would make it more user-friendly, all of those things. And we're just going to be working on this platform along the way. If you are a beauty professional and want to sign up for the Beauty Connective, keep a lookout for our updates on thebeautyconnective.com and follow us on Instagram and TikTok at The Beauty Connective. We're going to be posting all about our launch dates and how you can sign up as an early user to be the first discovered in your area as a professional and offering the services that you do. And this podcast is going to be where we talk about all the ins and outs of growing and running a business in the beauty industry. About a year ago, I went to a nail tech retreat, and it was one of the coolest things ever for me and super impactful for my own journey as a nail tech and my trajectory as a business owner. And it was the first time that I was sitting around in a room full of other nail techs and talking about the business side of being a nail tech and what that looks like. And for me, it was so cool and powerful. And that's what I want to recreate within this podcast. Even though a lot of us are independent, a lot of us are on our own in our own studio spaces, we're not alone. And I want this podcast to be a moment of connection for you and talking about all the things that it means to run our own businesses in this industry. So thanks for being here from the very beginning. I'm so excited for you to be here on this journey with me, and I'll see you next time.